Hey y'all, this is Amadi and welcome to Tripping with Amadi. In today's top 5, I'm going to be telling you about the top 5 ways that you can budget when you're planning for an international trip. So these are the things that I personally use. You can use these tips or you cannot, but they're really helpful when I plan. So number 1 is comparing and contrasting ticket prices from airports around the area. So I live in an area where there's around 4 airports in a 2-hour span. So sometimes it's easier to take a bus or a train or drive to the nearest airport because the price difference might be around $100 or $200 depending on where you're going. And I think that's really useful. So for an example, if you live around the New York area, maybe you do JFK, maybe you do LaGuardia, maybe you do Newark, or maybe you do Philadelphia, because depending on the prices, it might be actually worth it. Number 2, find out the cheapest times to go to the actual place that you want to go to. So depending on where you're going, seasons or times of the year will be cheaper than others. So for Miami, it's going to be cheaper around hurricane season. For Egypt, it's going to be cheaper around December time because people are going to more tropical places versus going to desert-like places in December. So that really helps during the budget because the tickets go down depending on what season that country is actually in. Number 3, utilizing hostels and Airbnbs. Hostels and Airbnbs are good alternatives to expensive hotels who charge you for various different things. Now, Airbnb is becoming more popular, but that is a benefit for the customer as well as the people who are hosting Airbnbs. So you have your high-end Airbnbs and your inexpensive Airbnbs. So the prices are competitive. Hostels are very good, especially if you are not a big person who likes to stay in your hotel room like me. When I'm in a country, that's where I want to be. I want to be out doing something, and when I get tired, lay my head, and that's what hostels are. So you can have options for either bunks or you can have private suites, kind of more of a hotel feel when you're dealing with hostels. And hostels are also great because you get to interact with people from various different places and learn about their travels as well. Number 4, making sure the places that you go to are grouped together. So this is about transportation. Sometimes we tend to forget about transportation when we're actually in the country. But if you're going to a large city or you're going to various places in the country, it's really important for you to make sure the places that you go to each and every day are grouped together. So the transportation between each place is not more than 45 minutes or an hour. This takes a lot of time from your day and it takes a lot of money depending on if you have a car or not. And 9 times out of 10, you probably won't be bringing a car with you to these international places, but you'll be using public transportation or some form of Uber in their country or cab service. So it's really important to make sure that the places that you go to are grouped together so you don't have to worry about those transportation costs. Number 5, it's pretty obvious, but number 5 is planning ahead. Planning ahead is really, really important. I would love to be the individual who just hops on flights, but that's not the type of life that I live, and I'm pretty sure that's not the type of life that majority of people live. So it's really important for you to plan ahead. Make sure that you compare and contrast airports. Make sure you check out the hostels. Make sure that you save money. What I tend to do is 20% of all the checks that I go to goes to my savings account. It's an automatic thing that goes there. And part of my savings account is for travel because that is my self-care. That's what I love to do. So when I constantly save, I know when I do plan to go to wherever I do plan to go to, I have some money in the bank. So hopefully these tips were useful for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks for tripping with the Mighty, y'all. Bye.